Call HALALYAM La YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH MASHAYACH LAHASHALACH YAM Wazikwanyam Shagri Millstone Rule Well and Teach Well Shalom Wa Barakyam Alabachayar. I don't want to notice that we're part of that number. It's your brother and fellow servant Ariel from the JMS Orlando camp. And I want to make just an in-transit lesson through the Spirit on something I've been meditating on a little bit today. Because we are really speeding up. We're fast tracking towards the end, the climax of this age, and a new beginning. All right. Today really flew by. Today really flew by, man. Call YAHAWAH when you're on the plantation, you get on autopilot sometimes, but sometimes the day just fucking drags on. But today really flew by, and I felt it. I felt it, how fast it went. And next thing you knew, I was all done, and I was thinking like, man, and the days are gonna continue like this, man. The days are gonna continue going this speedily. So, listening to lessons all day. And a brother in Kansas City had mentioned, like, it's at a point where we really out there, at least for them, he said, they out there just condemning people, just telling people what it is, that they gonna pretty much get put to death. And building upon that, it made me think like, well, that's really on a larger scale, because essentially it's the same thing for a lot of the camps, for most of the camps probably. You get your occasional somebody that inquires, seems genuine, but most of the time you don't ever see them again. If you do, they just pass by. They want to be cool or whatever, say what's up, but it's like, bruh, it's more than just being cool and saying hi or saying shalom, knowing that you're an Israelite. It's about really going hard. It's about putting your brick in. It's about making sure you're ready. Because we are in the times of the end. Like, for real, we've been saying that, but we really fast track it towards the end. Towards Revelation 13 and 16. Towards Amos, Joel. These different prophecies of World War III, famine of the word, Jacob's trouble. In full force, this is where we are past the times of we are past the elementary stage of awakening and warning, and we are in the stages, the advanced stage of prophecy and condemnation. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure out a title, but that's pretty much what I was thinking of. I'm gonna say it again. We are past the elementary stages of awakening and warning. We are now in the advanced stages of prophecy and condemnation. Because it's at that point that everybody knows who we are. The apostle has said, at this point, gotta be 2-3 years ago. He said the elect very well may be sealed already. The awakening has taken place. We know who we are. The word is out. All right. There's nowhere where their voices are not heard, especially with the internet doing the heavy lifting, especially with everything that's going on. Now you got a bunch of truthers, people talking about the end times, getting more into eschatology. Now people are acknowledging the beast mark. They still don't have the full truth as to what it is and how it's going down, but they're ultimately indirectly acknowledging prophecy now. So that shows you that we have transitioned into a whole new paradigm on the earth. There's been a paradigm shift on the earth. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab that, what that means. So, paradigm shift on the AI overview. It says, a fundamental transformation in the basic concepts, theories, and practices of a discipline or society, replacing an existing framework with a new one. So the concepts, theories, and practices of society have completely changed. They have completely shifted from the party and bullshit spirit, the wine and mirth, the daughters of music. Now everything has reached a new low. Everything, well, read Isaiah 24, if I'm not mistaken. That's where it says, the new wine mourneth, the people of the earth do languish, the haughty of the people have been brought low by YAHAWASHI. His judgment is going out, and now the people are mourning. The wine is now bitter unto them. It's not getting the job done for them. Now they're hitting the fentanyl, hitting shit stronger than fentanyl, all types of shit going on, and it's getting worse and worse. Okay? So we can see that there's been a paradigm shift completely in how the people conduct themselves, how they spend their money and time. Their conversation has transitioned from the usual shit to now, again, people are acknowledging prophecy. These different podcasts, Joe Rogan, I don't know all these niggas' names, but the apostles and elders on down have gone into these different podcasts, certain clips of them going into the war, going into digital currency, this current administration, the moves that they're making. So we can see that the effects of prophecy have taken place on the earth. All right, society has been completely has been affected by prophecy. The word of the Lord going forth has changed the tune of the average person. Now you have more people getting on TikTok. Oh, baddies got to donate plasma now, right? How are people surviving? Struggling to make ends meet, this, that, and the third. So, shit has changed. Shit has changed, like real talk. To the point where, that normalcy bias spirit, you can't even feign ignorance no more. You can't. The conversation has been made apparent. Nobody can ignore what's happening. All right? Now everybody has to speak on what's going down because it's right in your face, and it's affecting your life, your livelihood. The gas going up everywhere, nobody could ignore that. By virtue of the gas going up, now everyone has to acknowledge that what America and the state of Israel have been doing, it's leading to World War III. They have been terrorizing everybody for real. But especially what they're doing is unjust, and they're trying to draft you. You know, they're talking about what is it, conscription or compulsory service. I forget the exact term, but now a lot of men and women now, because they go and draft women too, some women too. A lot of men speaking up about, like, I'm not fighting this war. I got nothing to do with it. All right, I don't agree with America's and Israel's values and what they got going on. You know, we do not stand for what they, well, guess what? You don't have a choice in the matter. See, this is the thing that we warned you about. That's second Esdras. The men, the young men, the mighty men of war, they're going to go and get put to death. Because the American military is nothing but a fad. It's not, a fad's not the right word. It's nothing but all they do is uphold appearances. They're there to look tough. But as far as the substance behind the military, they don't got it. All right, because they've been so untouchable for so long. They don't really got, you know, the experience, what really makes a soldier. Okay, like them Russian dudes, like the Chinese, the North Koreans, them Ishmaelites. They got experience. RAWCHAA always goes into it. The greatest thing you can give a soldier, that you can give a man of war, is experience. That's what makes him a man of war. But these people in America, a bunch of transformers, a bunch of sodomites, effeminate, weak, bunch of women. You don't really want none of this. You don't want no smoke, nor do you have any experience. So you're going to go get mowed down. You're nothing but meat shields. And again, these are the things that now the average Babylonian has to acknowledge. So we're in those times. And especially for those of the circumcision, you know who you are. It ain't no more simple ass questions, man. And it's not to say that brothers can't answer questions. Brothers are more than willing to make videos and reply in the comments and this, that, and the third. But certain simple ass questions really shows that, listen, you're either not paying attention, or number two, it is reflective of a lack of diligence. Like the Apostle Tahar always brings out, the spirit of the church of Berea, they searched the things out, whether these things were true. They searched the scriptures. There has to be an attention span, all right? There has to be a willingness to study. You cannot be slothful. So it's certain things that you should already know, okay? Certain questions, boom, you answer. Boom, we got it. You got an answer. But certain questions, it reflects a spirit of, or it can reflect a spirit of lack of diligence, lack of studying. Because you cannot have everything spoon-fed to you. You have to be willing to sit there and take the time to watch these lessons, to search the scriptures, to look up breakdowns, full chapter breakdowns. You can find the time to search these things out. And brothers will attest to this. A lot of times, we get a question, boom, we watching a video and it gets answered. The question gets answered. Or we're at camp. All of a sudden, a question will pop into your mind. Boom, the question will get answered. Because the Lord is dealing with you. The Lord is giving us the answers. All right? You don't have to prove to nobody that, yeah, I'm involved. Yeah, I'm a good student. I'm asking questions. I'm doing this and that. I'm vocal. No, it's not a thing about being seen. It's a thing about diligence, like our big brother Isaiah says. Daily, diligently disciplining ourselves. The 3 Ds. You know, I can't say I know the particular order, but really, it don't really matter. daily, diligently disciplining ourselves. Pretty sure that's it. Or daily discipline, diligently. Same meaning. It means the same thing. So, yeah. So we're in the times, we're in the advanced stage of prophecy and condemnation. And we're past the elementary surface level stage of, I'm an Israelite, keep the laws, where my fringes at, blah, 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 blah. Like, at some point, we got to grow. See, these other camps, they don't, there's no growth. Where's the growth? How many videos are you going to make? Cutting the Edomite, cutting the Christian, cutting the Muslim. You know, arguing with people niggas on the streets because they're not wearing fringes and shit. Like, nigga, like, when are you gonna graduate? You can't be in 5th grade all your life. When are you going to graduate? For years, y'all been doing the same thing, and you're not dealing with prophecy. You're not talking about Jacob's trouble. You're not talking about the MOTB. You niggas acting like it's a gray area, like you don't actually know what it is, when the apostles Ben broke it down. Okay? When are you going to graduate? That's like if we were stuck on Isaiah 4:1 and we made every video about women on some MGTOW shit. Like, nigga, when are you going to graduate? When are you going to mentally evolve and realize Isaiah 4:1 is not a damn rap video? And to be honest, when you understand enough, it's really like, shit, I don't even want no more wives, to be honest. Because it's really not going to be a pleasant thing. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be a headache. It's going to be a responsibility, more of a burden. But we take on whatever it is the Lord puts on our plate, because He wouldn't put on your plate if you couldn't eat it. You see what I'm saying? Like the brothers from Des Moines said. And we are, more than willing to be the hedge of protection for whatever elect ladies the Lord sends our way. We care for our people, We love our women, of course, but shit, if it was up to me, speaking for myself first and foremost, fuck all that. I don't want nothing. I just want to be able to worry about myself. Because Ezra was like, hey, woe is me. Who is going to deliver me in those days? Because that's how bad it's going to be. So you got more mouths to feed. You got more people to direct and protect and lead. That's more of a burden. That's more responsibility. See, we not the men that want to be the top guy, that want to take on the role, that want to be the leader. We want this. We want followers. We want recognition. No, we would rather fly under the radar and only seek recognition from YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. But, well, that's precisely what makes us fit to be leaders, because we don't have a perverted mindset when it comes to this role of leadership. Okay? Like it said in the Avatar, I don't want this. I don't want to be the Avatar. I don't want to have to unify the nations and be the chosen one. Well, that's exactly why you're fit for the role, because you're going to do right by it, and you're not someone that is corrupted in the mind, that wants to take advantage of a position, that wants to take advantage of, silly women laden with iniquity, right? Take advantage of the flock and use them and abuse them for your own personal gain. That's exactly why we are fit to be leaders, because we're not those types of men. But these men, these false prophets, these wicked men, they are those types of men, which is why the Lord's going to get rid of them. The Lord's going to sift them out and expose them, just as He exposed a couple already, a lot already. All right. But we're in them times, man. We're in the times where you need to be completely, deeply rooted and grounded in the faith. Otherwise, you're going to get caught out there. You're going to not know what to do. If a brother, I was listening to San Francisco camp. The elder was like, Brother, in that time, the MOTB get implemented, and brother like, oh my God, bro, the chip is really here. What should we do? He's like, nigga, you might just get slapped. You might get slapped for real. Like, what the fuck have we been talking about this whole time? We're going to know, we must know what to do when it gets mandated. Alright? We're in them times. You need to already know. You need to already be in the process of firmly rooting yourself in the faith, in YAHAWASHI. It ain't gonna be no more questions. No more Q&A, no more comment board. Not to mention the prophet's gonna get taken up off the streets. And the Lord gonna shut our mouths. Then what? One brother was like, look, what if the Lord gives the apostle the spirit to be like, no more YouTube? For whatever reason. It could be, okay, they're cracking down, da-da-da-da-da. No more YouTube. It might even be, don't even transition to Odyssey or Rumble. Just no more internet, period. The internet has served its purpose. It's done. That part of the ministry is over. Only go on the highways and hedges. Only camp. Then what? And it's not going to be live streamed. Alright? Imagine that. What did the apostle say? Find you a camp nearby and check in. Tap in. Report to the nearest camp near you. Niggas got prideful. They didn't listen. So at that time, then what? You wasn't a part of the brotherhood. You wasn't tapped in to the body. So when things go on off camera, you're not gonna know because you never tapped in. It's not a clique. It's not a gang thing. It's for the sake of order, brotherhood, the body operating amongst each other. Why do you think we already speak in code in these videos? It's coming to that point where, fuck around, I'm gonna start speaking Hebrew on y'all. I'm learning. I'm gonna replace certain words with Hebrew. And if you're not listening for real, if you're not using context clues, you're not gonna know. Everything that I'm saying, I'm not saying it out of pride. I'm not saying it. Again, it's not a clique, it's not a gang, it's not a secret. Well, these are secrets. These are secrets. These are the mysteries of YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. But the Lord is putting the spirit on brothers to really tap in very, very heavy, very seriously. And if you ain't tapped in when you had the chance, it's over for you. So we're in them times. It's very serious. So for the sake of not repeating myself, I'll go ahead and close it out. The point has been made. I pray the lesson was edifying, exhorting and uplifting through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. The YAHAWAH and HALALYAM QADASH bestowed upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth this word. MASHAYACH was a quanium, shall great millstone, the rule and teach well. Shalom, Barakia, RAWCHAA, we're part of that number. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWADAH, always and forever. Shalom.